Time to check in with our lizard overlords. What are they up to? Well, this.
Is this the worst hour now?
Are we done our first hour?
Yeah, we're into our worst hour now.
Keep your expectations of this episode low. Starting the worst hour now, I feel like we've crossed into maybe not great content hour.
Welcome to our worst hour.
On Monday, I got up and it was raining. So then, I'm in an awkward place because we have deliveries coming to. I had the trucks booked for Tuesday. So, anyways, Monday we had to get the plants picked up for one job, and we had a delivery of plants on the other job. So, I had everyone come to the yard. I sent one crew. I was like, "Fuck! It's already raining. This day's already shit." So it's already a shitty day because it's raining. I'm already making awkward, weird calls because it's raining. So everyone, I say, okay, this is what we're doing. I send the one triaxle with the 30-ton float to Dutch Master to pick up trees. And I send the other crew to meet on the other site because there's a plant delivery that Nancy ordered coming to that site to unload. And I'm like, okay, I get in my truck, I hook it up, I'm floating an excavator up to the community museum and then I'm like, okay, this day's kind of fucked up because of all the rain, but things are going to be okay. Then for some reason, the clamp that holds the turbo boot on decided to give up and explode. So then the turbo boot came off the truck, but it was right by the supplier there. So Ross called me, said, what should I do? I said, can you limp this thing into supplier so it's not dead on the side of fucking Highway 7? He's like, yeah, I can get it in there. So, okay. So then I was halfway to Peterborough. I was like, well, I guess I'll go get this clamp. So I drive down to Traction, get the clamp, drive back. But by that time, and Cody's daughter was sick, so she didn't come to work. So then there was some bins scheduled. So it's like, okay, originally I thought I could get to Peterborough and back and then do the bins, but then the truck blew up, so I had to go fucking get this clamp. So I got the clamp. Then they gave me a clamp that was one size too small, and I was going to buy two clamps, but then for some reason, I was too fucking cheap to buy two $15 clamps, which is totally outrageous when you think of the amount of money I spend on things. But for some reason, that my consciousness of spending guilt happened right when I should have bought two clamps. So we got there. I rigmarolled the clamp into pieces so it would hold the fucking boot on the turbo. And I was like, fuck, now I'm going to be late for the bins. So I send the truck up. I go to grab the bin. I get in Cody's truck. The fucking hook is dead. I'm like, really? What the fucking else could happen to me today? This is so fucked up. So then Ross went to, this is a difference. I bought the clamp at Traction that was one size too small, $15.99. I said to Ross, get this truck up to Peterborough. When the boys are unloading the trees and shit off it, take the pickup, go to the international dealer in Peterborough, and buy the clamp that's one size, same clamp, identical clamp, one size bigger. Buy that clamp, put it on in the parking lot. He says, okay. So he went to the international dealer. How much do you think the clamp was at the international dealer?
It was $15.99 on the other one.
It was $15.99 at Traction. What do you think, Chad?
I say $68.
Mike?
Let's say I'll go 50.
It was $50. Mike got it right on the money.
Wow.
But I win a cigar.
I could have bought both the clamps for $30. But I was too cheap. So instead, now I have $65 invested in the clamps. Anyways, and the whole time I thought, I don't think people understand how complex this shit is. And then one thing goes wrong. And then that complexity just doubles and triples, and it just keeps getting worse and worse. It's like a cascading effects of. And the whole time I thought, I don't know how I could have avoided this. The truck that blew the turbo boot is a 2022.
Ooh. Yeah.
It's some pandemic made clamp.
Pandemic made clamps.
Fucking COVID is still fucking up my truck.
COVID's doing me favors these days.
Oh, yeah.
How?
I did a topsoil job last week or last Friday, and I looked at the numbers after the fact. I'm like, holy cow, when did we price this? And I look back, oh, that was a COVID price. And the COVID prices are coming through in 2024, and those are good fucking numbers.
They're good numbers.
Those are good numbers. Like now I'm working for half COVID numbers and I'm trying to close. I'm like, holy shit. And I'm looking back at the schedule. How much more COVID work do we have? A couple jobs.
How much more COVID work do we have?
How much more leftover COVID work do we have? I'm banking on that.
So Jack and Kelly have been working, Jack mostly, and Kelly a little bit, have been working really, really hard to close this job in Barrie with this GC we do tons of work for. But for some reason, unbeknownst to me, the GC sends all the communication through my email, which is a terrible idea because I have like 3,000 unreturned emails in my email box or something. And normally Kelly has my email on her laptop because she knows how incompetent I am. So, anyways, Jack's been working hard to close this job. He's got it all closed up. They send the DocuSign contract to my email. But I never signed it. Like, I didn't know I was supposed to do something with it. It was just another email coming in. I called Jack. I said, like, hey, when can we go to Barrie operations? Like, I feel like I'm kind of running out of these other two jobs. They're all kind of coming to an end. It's a nice job. Probably with this weather right now, it's 3 weeks of work, with the fall weather. I said, like, when can we go there? Jack says, well, have you signed the contract? I said, oh, there's a contract that someone sent me? He's like, yeah, it's in the inbox. So I call Kelly. Hey, did you sign that contract and send it back? She's like, no, it's in your inbox. I'm like, fuck. So I go through the inbox. It's about 3 days ago. So it's buried under 200 emails. I haven't done one of these DocuSign contracts yet. No, I guess usually Kelly does it. How many signatures do you like initials? Because you have to tap have you done a DocuSign, Chad?
Oh yeah.
And you got to tap it and it puts the initial in. How many initials do you think it took to get this contract signed?
Depends on the size of the contract. I'm usually six.
It's $160,000 contract.
Well, I'd say you're in it for 6 to 8 taps.
Really?
Yeah.
Mike, how many do you think it took?
Well, you're surprised on that. How many pages is the contract?
I don't know a lot.
Let's say 20.
256.
No.
What?
250. Oh, why would I make that number up? 256. Like, so I open it and I was trying to do something else too. But Jack and Kelly thought it was really important to get this contract signed, which I somewhat agree with them, especially since Jack had put so much time and work into it. And Kelly just was like, you're incompetent, sign the contract. So it says 200, it has a counter in the bottom of this thing, and it says 256 initials needed. And I thought, that's got to be a mistake. What the fuck are you talking about? So I initial the first one, or you have to sign the first one, and it goes 255. I thought, well, that's not a good fucking sign. Because I had something else I was supposed to be doing. I was like, fuck. So then I click the next one, and it goes 254. I think this is really 200 fucking clicks. 250 clicks. I start clicking away, boom, 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 because it just keeps bringing you to the next page. Yeah. And at some point, as I was clicking through 256 pages and initialing each one, I thought, maybe I should read this. Who knows how many fragmity things I'm fucking clicking and how many fucking whatever else shit goes wrong in my life with these contracts. I mean, this is how I end up in a fragmity situation.
Yep.
Clicking 256 pages of contract without actually reading it is exactly how now Jack did read it. So, and he made a bunch of changes to it. So it was probably better he read it than me.
Yeah.
But people want to know why construction is so expensive.
Because that.
256 clicks, motherfuckers. 256 clicks. That's 2 clicks per dollar of the contract almost.
Yeah.
There's our episode title.
No, maybe it's not. So the contract is, let's see how many dollars it is per click. The contract is 156 divided by 256. So it was $609 a click. I guess that was worth it. I need to put that in my LMN budget. How much did
Yeah.
it cost me for fucking clicking this shit? That was like fucking 40 minutes of my time clicking this crap. Like, maybe that I need to account for that. Like, what did Jack account for the man hours of clicking the fucking contract? I don't know. He probably should have. My time is valuable. I'm working on my business, not in my business. I'm clicking this fucking contract. So if I'm, just to get that theory too, if I'm at the Canoe Museum and I'm shoveling, I'm working in my business. Yes? We all agree on that?
Yep.
Yeah.
If I'm clicking a contract 256 times, I'm working on my business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't you think I'm still working in my business?
No. You're working
Is
on
the separation is the separation between the shoveling and the clicking the fact I'm sitting at a desk in front of a computer?
Yeah. I think it's the difference between direct labor and indirect labor.
So you think that me physically clicking a button down is indirect labor? Because I'll tell you, my finger was pretty fucking sore. A lot of pain the next day. I was thinking about putting in a carpal tunnel comp claim. So you think that is working on my business, but shoveling is working in my business.
I don't think that. I think that's where the saying comes from. When people say working on your business, it has to do with, I guess it could be interpreted differently, but it could be like creating systems and processes, or it could be actually doing the things that bring in business
Do you think
that
that working
keep
on
people in direct labor occupied.
That's a fair assessment. Keeping people in direct labor. That's what you should name the episode. People in direct labor. Or you could say it's 609.37 a click.
I wrote down 256 clicks.
Yeah, it's $609.37 a click.
I've never named an episode after something I said.
Oh, well, you should. What did you say?
I don't know. You said I should.
You said it
name
was
the episode that.
you said that it was indirect work, keeping people indirectly occupied or something. That was a good quote.
We'll keep it at 256 clicks. Or how much did it cost per click?
609.37. That's what I was earning per click, motherfuckers.
Sure.
Well, that was contract value. I could actually lose money on that contract. There's nothing dictating we're going to make money on that contract. Although a lot of it is sub work. So
we have 2 people submitted their trucks for Rate My Truck.
really,
Yeah.
sick.
People
I'm excited about Rate My Truck.
Yeah.
People flock to this.
Well, 2 people.
Yeah, and then I'll probably have to go after this. So we got 2 trucks to rate. First one is a photo. Second one is a video. So I will share my screen here.
And you can, all 2 of you can head to the YouTube channel to see these trucks.
Yep.
Oh.
You guys can see that?
Yeah.
This is from Innovative Landscape Co. And they sent us their truck here.
I really like this truck.
I love a service body.
Service body, lights. It's not, and it's pulling a dump trailer, so it's got a hitch on it. Dually. This to me is a fucking amazing landscaping truck. The only thing is it's pulling a dump trailer, so you still can dump material. It's hard to have a service body and a dump body in the same, but
Yeah.
I think that's a great fucking landscaping truck. I don't know if their colors are orange and white. I don't love the color of the truck.
Hmm.
I would black out that box.
You think if you painted it black over the orange?
Yeah, rattle can that. Or
Rattle can it. Nice it.
I got a guy who can paint that real quick. Or wrap it, put a logo on the side, something like that. But
It has a tool rack.
nice set of lights so that you can park anywhere you want.
You flick those bitches on, you could be killing hookers and wrapping them in carpets and no one would ever question it.
There is our episode title.
Killing hookers.
Even the tires are good.
Tires are great.
Those are a mean set of tires.
Yeah. I love this truck.
Yeah.
I would buy this truck in a heartbeat. I think this is a money-making truck.
Yeah.
And it's a good-looking truck, too.
The only thing I've never understood why people buy 450s instead of 350s or 550s. That 450 is a weird size to me. But if that's the most I can complain about, it's a rocking truck.
Nice.
As a landscaping vehicle, I would rate this truck as especially with the dump trailer attached to it, so you can still pick up material and dump. And I feel like this truck is an 8.5 out of 10.
Ooh.
If you're a residential landscaper, man, this is a warrior truck. It's got a 6.7 power stroke. That's a good motor. What are you giving it, Sean?
Yeah, it's up there. I like it. I'll give it an 8.
Mike?
I will get an 8.25.
Nice. I think it's a great truck. What is it? Innovative Landscapes?
Innovative Landscape Co.
Yeah, that's a great truck, man. I think it's awesome.
Not a lot of landscapers have a service body truck.
No.
Like, I really think more landscapers. We definitely could use one.
So we have the two single axle tool trailers, and that normally we leave them on site. So if you're on a residential, I mean, I know you Mike not so much, but I know you generally work on bigger properties. But we can right now the tool trailer's been on some front lawn that we're going to resod at the end of the job anyways for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks. But I think that if we were buying if we were replacing the fleet of trucks, I would rather have, because right now we have pickup trucks that tow trailers, right? I would way rather have that truck with a service body and no tool trailer.
Yeah.
Except the tool trailer is good for things like the tamper and stuff that you don't want getting wet all the time. And
yeah. And one person can wheel shit or roll shit into a
I still think this is a great
trailer. But yeah.
You could develop a cover for the tamper or something though. Like I don't know. I would seriously think about switching our trucks to service body trucks. Think you have everything you need then right with you?
Yeah, you just show up and fucking get to work.
Yeah.
Where's the dead blow in the tool tool truck?
Yeah.
You know?
I think it's great.
In the back.
You guys ready for round 2?
Round 2. Bring it.
Okay. This one is a 2-parter. So we got 2 videos here, and you will recognize the person here. Oh, did I share it with sound? Give me a sec. Share sound. There we go. Here we go. All right.
Guys, this is my 2009 Freightliner. Cummins diesel. We got a custom body with coil chutes and swing tailgate, which is really cool. But feels like I put about $5 or $6 a year into this thing. And currently, it needs a turbo, which a new turbo is about $8,500 to $9,000, and 276,000 miles. So I've replaced the truck with a brand new F650 same GVW. This is a CDL cheater, just under, and trying to figure out what I should do with this. Put the money into it, keep it going locally, or move on from it.
Part 2. One sec. Share sound. Good.
Yeah, this
All
is
right.
killing the podcast. Okay.
A few more notes. Truck. Allison automatic transmission. Had that since about, I think, 2012. So, as they say, the truck doesn't owe me anything, especially where that was comparably to today, pretty short money back then to purchase this truck. This truck is also starting to, well, I shouldn't say starting, it's been doing it a while. It will randomly die just driving down the road, which is pretty unsafe. And the reason why I finally bit the bullet and bought a new truck. And let's see what else. Oh, 2 shops have looked at that problem, and neither one can find anything. So don't really know how to address it at this point. But and I don't know shit about trucks. They're just a means to get jobs done for me. So interested in your opinions. Let me know what you guys think.
So that was Mark from Green Monster Landscapes, and he was specifically interested in your guys' opinions on this one.
So just for me, I am a saver of stuff. I just am. I don't sell stuff. I don't move on. And I know Chad's different from me. And I wish I was more like Chad. I also wish I was thinner like Chad, but he probably hits a golf ball better than me. And I know he cuts hair better than I do. But I am a saver of things. And I think that sometimes that's not good. But I also look at, so with the bin trucks, the 2 older ones, we spend a lot of money on them. We just put a turbo on one, but that's a variable. I guarantee that turbo on that Cummins motor is a variable stage turbo, and that's why it's so much fucking money. Because it's the fins in it move or some shit. It's because when we put the turbo on our 09 bin truck, it was, I think, 16 grand by the time it was said and done. It's a bigger motor than that one, but if it was me, I would probably, now that this is how I would, now that you have the new truck and maybe you're not as dependent on this one, I would put the turbo. First of all, you don't put the turbo on it. What are you going to sell it for? Even if you decide to sell it, if you're selling it with a $9,000 repair, probably you're not going to get as much out of it as you would want to. But if it was me personally, I'm probably fixing this truck and then taking it. I guarantee it's some kind of electrical problem. Yeah. It has a sick setup with an Allison auto and a Cummins motor. That's a great setup for that truck. But if 2 mechanics have taken a stab as to why it's dying and not dying, it's guaranteed to be some kind of electrical thing.
Yeah, that's a wiring harness.
We've probably wiring harness.
Before.
I don't. Well, but that's being said, like we just sold the old International. I moved on from it. Maybe I don't know. I don't think you can selling it with a periodically dying problem. Maybe I don't know. I would fix the turbo at a bare minimum, I guess. What would you do with it, Chad?
I am going through a similar thing with our old water truck where it's got oil in the coolant and it's like a $6,000 head gasket repair, whatever. The truck's not worth that to me for the most part. We've moved on. It's time to part ways. And I can't sell this thing for the fucking life of me. Like, I have it up for 13 grand. It's got 100,000 kilometers on it. Like, pre-emissions truck, it should go, right? Nobody wants to touch this thing.
Are you telling them that the head gasket's fucked?
No. I said, as is. I mean, crack the hood, you can see where there's supposed to be coolant, it's black. So, but no one's even come to no one's shown interest to even come and look at it, right? So, right off the hop, not in good shape. I think my best bet, and his best bet are likely to put these trucks at auction. They start up, they drive forward and backwards. You're going to get lucky and someone's going to buy it online thinking it's not that big of a deal. And then they're going to find out that they bought a can, right? So you may get, I don't know, that truck's probably worth what, 22 Canadian? 22 grand? 25 grand?
I would say so at least 2012 freight like
Thought it was
this
2009.
is probably the best advice I've ever heard on this podcast to put this truck to the auction. This is a fucking brilliant because the thing about the auction is a two-way risk, right?
Yeah.
No one knows exactly what they're buying. There's no promises made going in on anybody. It's if someone buys this truck, they could get it for $5,000 and then they still probably got a smoking deal, or they could pay 45 grand for it, and then that's their problem, not yours. But I wish that I had said that. Fuck.
In the end, like you can sell at auction and your conscience is completely clean, right? Because you
so
didn't sell it
fucking
to
right.
some fucking guy down the road or the next city over and who thought was getting a good deal, and he's always going to think for the rest of his life that NDL fucked him, right? Because I didn't.
Also, if someone buys your truck or this truck at an auction, they have agreed to take on the risk that the truck is imperfect.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
you sell it to someone and you don't tell them that the coolant is black and it's some young kid who's looking at it and trying to build his business, and you could have saved that kid in good conscience and you didn't tell him, then you got to, but this, if it goes to the auction,
Yeah.
you're literally just selling it as is. This is auction. I could get 25 grand. You're taking the risk. You could get 3 grand. But if the truck owes you nothing, which I don't know if the water truck owes you money, but he said specifically this truck owes him nothing. That's like the smartest thing ever.
I think, I'm scared to put my truck to auction too, right? Because you could be like, oh, great, I'm getting $3,000. I could have scrapped it. Like that's the cost of floating the thing to the fucking auction. But at the end of the day, your conscience is clean. You hopefully made a little bit of money, and
I'll float it to the auction for 3 grand. Where the fuck is this auction?
an hour away. It's Montreal.
Well, I'll come and pick it up and bring it to Montreal
come
for
pick
3
it up,
fucking
bring it to the
grand.
auction.
Jesus fuck.
Yeah.
That's a
No,
lot.
maybe it's not that bad, but still, not only do you have to get the truck to the auction, you have to go to the auction site with the bill of sale and all this shit, right? Ownership, and you have to spend time filling out paperwork and stuff. So that's
what's I saw you posted a thing where it said someone offered you like 6 grand for the truck and you said I'd rather torch it.
Yeah.
I think that was awesome. But
I
now,
just I don't have time for and maybe it was a sincere offer and he would have been happy to have it even with problems and stuff. I don't entertain shit like that. Like
what is it worth? Like, what do you think it's legit worth running like perfectly? Are you giving any discount at 13 or do you think 13 is what it's really worth?
To the right person, it's probably worth 13. It has 130,000 kilometers on it, on a Duramax pre-emissions motor.
But the motor's still fucked.
Well, the motor could be fucked, right?
Well, it is fucked.
Well, not after $5,000 worth of head gaskets.
No, but then it's the truck. So if you sold it for 13 and it was 5 grand to fix it, now that they got, someone could do it themselves too, right? Which would save them a lot of money. Just because, I don't know what you're capable of, but I'm not capable of
I'm not capable of, absolutely not. No.
Okay. So
not a shot in hell. I would have that motor cracked open for years sitting there, and I would have bought 3 more trucks in the.
I don't think I could get the motor apart to the point where I'd have to take the head gasket off. I don't even think I could get it that far. Never mind, put it back together.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think Chad's advice is, me personally, I think Chad has the right advice. Take it to the auction.
Take it to the auction. Everybody thinks they're getting a deal. You could be doing someone a huge favor, and they could think they're getting a great truck.
Or maybe you make a lot of money, or maybe you.
I don't think, does anybody ever make a lot of money at the auction? I think you just walk out and say, meh, okay, it is what it is.
I got rid of the truck and I got rid of it guilt-free. I think the auction is more about getting rid of stuff guilt-free.
Yeah. That's it.
And when people if someone bought your truck at the auction for 13 grand, they probably would already in their mind, if they're smart, have a budget of some money to put into the truck.
Absolutely. Right.
So this is, the auction's the way to go. Chad's right.
Auctions
You can call this episode Chad's right.
I think that we've talked about 5 better titles already.
I don't know. I like that title. Chad's right. You said you got to go, Mike?
Yeah.
This is the end of the episode. Bye.
Thank you for watching. Ooh. Yeah, those people run the world. They're so impressive. What a bunch of freaks.